Through what far lands and seas the goddess roved were long to tell. The whole world failed her search. She turned again to Sicily, and there, in wanderings that led her everywhere, she too reached Cyane. Who would have told all had she not been changed? She longed to tell, but had no mouth, no tongue, nor any means of speaking. Even so she gave a clue, clear beyond doubt, and floating on her pool she showed the well-known sash, which Proserpine had chanced to drop there in the sacred spring. How well the goddess knew it! Then at last she seemed to understand her child was stolen, and tore her ruffled hair and beat her breast. Where the girl was she knew not, but reproached the whole wide world. Ungrateful, not deserving her gift of grain, and Sicily in chief, where she had found the traces of her loss. So there with angry hand she broke the ploughs that turned the soil, and sent to death alike the farmer and his laboring ox, and bade the fields betray their trust, and spoilt the seeds. False lay the island's famed fertility, famous through all the world. The young crops died in the first blade, destroyed now by the rain too violent, now by the sun too strong. The stars and winds assailed them. Hungry birds gobbled the scattered seeds. Thistles and twitch, unconquerable twitch, wore down the wheat. Then that fair nymph who once Alpheus loved rose from her pool, and brushed back from her brow her dripping hair, and said, O thou, divine mother, who through the world hast sought thy child, mother of crops and harvest, cease at last thy boundless toil, and end thy savage rage against the land that has kept faith with thee. The land is innocent. Against its will it opened for that rape. Nor is it mine, this land I plead for, I, a stranger here. My land is Pisa, and I trace my stock from Elis. Here in Sicily I dwell an alien, but no land in all the world is dearer now to me. I, Arethusa, have here my home, my heart. This land, I pray, goddess most gentle, cherish and preserve. Why I forsook my home and fared so far, or the vast ocean to Ortygia, a fitting time will come to tell, when cares are lightened and thine eyes are bright. The earth opened a way for me, and I was borne below its deepest caverns, until here I raised my head and saw the stars again. And so it was that, while beneath the earth I glided in my Stygian stream, I saw, myself with my own eyes, your Proserpine. Her looks were sad, and fear still in her eyes, and yet a queen, and yet of that dark land empress, and yet with power and majesty the consort of the sovereign lord of hell. The mother heard in horror, thunderstruck it seemed, and turned to stone. Then as her shock so great gave way to grief as great, she soared, borne in her chariot, to the sky's bright realms, and stood with clouded face and hair let loose, indignant before Jove, and said, I come to plead for my own flesh and blood, yours too, and if the mother finds no favor, let at least the daughter move her father's heart. Love her not less because I gave her birth. Behold, the daughter I have sought so long is found, if found is surer loss, or if but to know where she is finding her. Her theft I'll bear, if he'll but bring her back. A thief, a kidnapper's no proper husband for child of yours, even if she's mine no more. And Jove replied, the child is yours and mine, our common care and love. If we allow things proper names, here is no harm, no crime, but love and passion. Such a son-in-law, if you, ma'am, but consent, will not disgrace us. To be Jove's brother, what a splendid thing, if that were all. What then? when that's not all, when he yields place to me only because the lot so fell. But if your heart so set to part them, Proserpine shall reach the sky again on one condition, that in hell her lips have touched no food. Such is the rule forestablished by the three fate goddesses.